Hello everyone, welcome to Liberal Tarot. I'm Sherry, Blue Dot, and a red state, utilizing tarot to help us navigate these very interesting times we have going on here in the United States. So this is part 2 of the energy reading. I decided to divide it into 2 parts because it went a little long. So what you're going to see now is not exactly sure where I'm going to divide this, but I'm going to assume it's going to be like around that week 21, 28, and then the ending. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So here is part 2 of that energy reading. The week of the 28th. What can we expect the week of the 28th of July in the United States? Okay, and that week, this is going to be shining the truth, or shining a light into the truth. Queen of Wands is also, I always see the Queen of Wands. If this is a person in the higher energy, this is someone who's a great leader. This is someone who speaks the truth. You know, in previous readings, if I read this as Pam Bondi, she's out there as a cheerleader for Trump. Okay. And that would definitely be the lower energy of that card. Okay. And the challenge is going to be something coming to an end. Okay, and I just said, if I read this as Pam Bondi, this coming to an end. And I know she's been in the, she's catching some heat lately about some things that have happened in prior to her being the attorney general there. There was like, what, money she didn't claim from Qatar. Is that what it was? I'm trying to remember, but whatever it is, she's been under fire lately. I wonder if she's going to be gone out of the, from Attorney General. Is she going to be the first to leave her Celebrity Apprentice there? Things up in the air. The options are, what are we going to do? Okay, whenever you have the moon card, there are certain cards that if they come up in the options card, options position, it's like, well, that's kind of why I'm doing tarot. What are our options? Well, the options are, it's really vague. So like this card, the High Priestess, and like the Seven of Cups, those would all be examples of just like watery, vague cards. And it's like, I want the details. But something like beneath the surface, something that was like hidden, and I'm wondering if something like even worse comes to light, and as I said, I have read this in the past about Pam Bondi, so it could be, or is it those emails of Susan Wiles that comes out from Iran? That could be it too. Mad King Don, whatever it is, it's concerning, the Don there, and Don Old, and irrational action that he has taken. Well, that doesn't really narrow it down, does it? What irrational action could he have taken? And then you get, did I not just say that whenever you get, there are certain cards that kind of, whenever they come up in, the options position, the Moon card, the High Priestess, the Seven of Cups, and for my outcome, what did I get? The High Priestess. Okay, Tarot does have a sense of humor. So what this is telling me, if I just kind of look back at this, somebody in a position of power, things coming to an end. This is somebody either putting something to an end or their career is coming to an end based on the irrational actions taken in the past by, Don Old there. And things are like really murky. Things are, like they're changing, they're murky. The answers are there. I think that there's more to come. That's what I'm saying. Like whatever is coming out, whatever messaging this is, it's not the whole picture. There's more to it. So whatever, they're saying, trying to put a stop to something, just know that there's more. And it's like that with everything they do. It's like, could it just be one thing? No, they're stupid criminals. Okay. They criminal poorly. Okay. So, and they know that they can, do something how many times, before it gets to the Supreme Court. And then even then they skirt the Supreme Court. So what is this? I just want more clarification on the very vague cards that I got here for the outcome. Okay, so what is this? big messaging, big ideas, big, the bully club there, that big wand, happiness, and justice. If this is, the feeling I'm getting from this is something in the legal, something that we don't know right now is coming out. And I don't even know when. Like, I'm trying to think, like, I'm trying to make this be something other than election interference. I'm trying to make this be something other than election interference, okay? Because I don't want every reading to be about that, because, I don't know what to say. So with this, the energy that I'm feeling is like there's a big truth getting ready to land, okay? A big truth based on, careless action of Don Old. That does not narrow it down. And then I get this outcome of these two cards. These are not outcome cards. These are, so what I'm saying is probably like whatever that initial news is, it is going to be like whatever the initial news is, but wait, there's more. There's more to be seen, okay? Whatever it is that we've been told, that doesn't even, that just like skims the surface. There's more that will be released. I wonder if Iran isn't going to be releasing stuff. This also could be, like Iran has the truth. They've got these emails and, they shine a light and they release it. I am going to be doing a reading on Iran and also on Anonymous. Like, where the hell are they? So I don't want to get too much into, this, just because I know I'm doing that reading, probably recording it like right after I get done recording this one. And it's like big messages, big ideas, something big. And it's just like this, as I said, I'm feeling skimming the surface, people rejoicing, and the Justice card. People coming to justice over, justice is served. Now, the other thing, if I'm going to read this in the lower energy, propaganda, drunk on power, and utilizing, the law to get what they want. Okay. I don't, like, even as I read it like that, I'm like, I don't think that's it. I think that I'm really getting the feeling like, somebody has released some information on Trump. That's what I'm feeling, whether it's Iran, whether it's Musk, whether it's Anonymous. Because this is a queen, my bet is going to be Iran. Okay, that's what I'm kind of, or it's just like Susan Wiles, her emails are released. It could be that as well. So that is what did I say? Week 4 of that. Okay, and now I do want to ask about the Good Trouble protest. That is scheduled for the 17th. Okay, so Good Trouble. What can we expect for that protest on the 17th? One, I want to make sure that they're going to be safe. Get that centered for you. Yes, I'm a Virgo. This was like that. And I'm like, okay, I need to get that centered because that is going to annoy me whenever I rewatch this. And then notice it's like, it's got to be even here, but it's not even at the top. Okay. So it's either going to be even there or it's going to be even there. I am such a Virgo. Okay. I'll just move it up like that. And that way you can't see. Okay. Just... Yes, the Virgo strikes right there. Okay, so I'm on Good Trouble. That's what I want to know about. Before I got distracted, Good Trouble. What are the protests going to be like? What do we need to know about those? Okay, and with Good Trouble, waiting to see, state of suspension. Things, looking at things in a different way. The challenge is victory. I think that the protests are going to be fine. Okay, with that. And also, let me rephrase that. This is coming up in the challenge category, in the challenge position. So the challenge is going to be, for them to be safe. Something, the devil, agreements, something, and we are, like, we're standing up against, this toxic administration, that's for sure. People uprising and shining a light. I wonder if there's not going to be Because this is in the past, the people were uprising, and made fun of him on his, little sad parade. I'm gonna, this devil card is, it's just that I want to make sure, is there going to be any trouble? Because the sun card is telling me no, it's going to be fine. There may be isolated incidents. And then I'm kind of also wondering if we're not going to be protesting like something completely different than what we thought we were going to be protesting. Battle weary. Notice here's the, like looking at things in a different light for victory. We're weary of just this toxic administration. How is it that we can be, regain control of the people, celebrating the Tower card. Celebrating the Tower card. Okay. Let me just look at this for a second. Looking at things in a different way. But the people uprising comes before that. If that's the No Kings protest. I'm kind of wondering if, what was it? I got that, whatever that big truth is that's coming out. What was that? The week of the 7th was going to be about the big bill and the propaganda, and people are being mad about that. The week of the 14th, it was like some truth is told, and I'm wondering if that's not what we're protesting. And like we now finally get to, because I've always said, all roads lead to the Tower card, but it's because the people uprise. Okay. So yeah, we may be, it still is, because you do get the celebration card. So I think because it's celebrating, it's not just celebrating John Lewis, but and his life, it's celebrating his legacy, that good trouble, we're there to cause good trouble. And I'm feeling like it's for good cause, but it may not be exactly why we thought we were going to be there. There may be something else that we're also protesting at that same time. We're not protesting John Lewis. The feeling I'm getting is it's a celebration of John Lewis, and we're protesting this administration, but it's almost like looking at things in a different way. And remember, we're going to have an entire week of propaganda about that stupid bill, and people are mad. I mean, people, and they should be. People are furious, okay? And I'm kind of wondering, with some of the other stuff that I got of, some big truth being released, if this isn't like, shit hits the fan with this. I mean, with whatever is being released. And that we're there celebrating John Lewis's life, but also this toxic administration, and just so damn tired of all of it. Okay. But yeah, that Hanged Man, this is going to be one that I come back to. I will absolutely be doing a follow-up on this as we get closer to Good Trouble, because I have a feeling like there's going to be something that, okay, I'm not feeling anything. I've got these feelings that I'm trying to kind of, give me just a second. It's not going to be as big as the No Kings Pro. Is it going to be as big? It's different. It's just this, it's different than No Kings. Like, it's a different energy. Like, for us, ours was with pride, and so it was a huge celebration. This feels more angry, but not violent. Like, I'm not feeling violence at all with it, at all. I'm just feeling like the anger. And maybe it's just that people are, this bill. This bill is horrendous. And maybe that's what I'm picking up on. And as far as them being as big, I'm like, they will be well attended. I'm feeling like maybe there was such a discrepancy between the numbers of the No Kings protest. You had anywhere, I mean, I saw anywhere from 5 million to like 14 million. That's a big spread. So maybe that's what I'm picking up on, of like, are they bigger? Are they smaller? Well, kind of depends on what number you're going with. I feel like it's very focused. Like Good Trouble, like they've had these themes, but like no, like hands off. Hands off can encompass a lot of things. No kings. That was a pretty broad, like pretty, like you could find a big coalition to say, yeah, we don't worship kings. We don't have a king in this country. This protest, however, feels very focused, like almost on a singular event. Like if we had declared war on Iran, I don't see that happening. Okay, I'm just using that as an example. Another thing is, there's somebody, is it Trader Green? Who knows? Is introducing a bill no, it's Mike Lee. Mike Lee is the one who introduced a bill to withdraw out of NATO. Like that kind of, like if that were to pass, it's not going to pass. Okay, I'm just saying, like it's that kind of feeling, like a singular event that everybody comes together and is very like on the same page. Like that is not what we do. We do not, like the people protesting, we don't, withdraw from, NATO. We don't, that's the feeling I'm getting from that. I'm just kind of, I'm in that energy of July right now. And so I'm trying to stay there to kind of, with what I got in the cards. What I'm feeling is that no shortage of news at all. I will keep doing these readings, but I'm feeling like that horrid bill is a turning point. Okay. That I will say that's a turning point. It's out there for the world to see. The propaganda that they're going to try to spin on this, and it is going to fall flat. Okay. It falls flat. By the 14th, it kind of makes me wonder, like, has Iran or somebody released, those emails? But by the end of by the 17th, we are very focused on why we're protesting. And I have a feeling it's a little bit different than what we thought. I'm looking here and I'm like, I don't even remember what the week of the 21st was. And then we got to the last week where it just kind of is this building is what I'm feeling with that. So, as I said, these readings are kind of blind readings. And so I'm reading the energy, and what I'm feeling with energy for July is that there is a shift, and that more people are realizing just how horrible this administration is, especially whenever people start realizing just how this bill is going to affect them. And then something happens that's pretty big. And the other thing is like, I feel something like, oh my God, that's like explosive. And you look at any one of these scandals that they have had would take out the entire administration. Like Signalgate, they would have resigned. They would have been impeached. Everything would have been dead and over. And so that's kind of like what I feel would be a normal, like, oh my God story may just be like, another day, Tuesday in Trump world. So we'll see what happens. I will definitely come back to these and check in on them. And we'll see what happens. So as of right now, looks like there will be, as I said, no shortage of news in July. So I really appreciate you being here. Like, subscribe. I think this one's probably running a little long. Yeah. Oh, crap. Yeah, this one is way long. So thank you for joining me for this. I may have to divide this into 2 different readings. I may have part 1 and part 2. That would probably be the better thing to do. So thank you for joining me. I really do appreciate it, and I will catch you on the next video.